Today I want to talk about New Plastic Ideas by Unwound. Yeah, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded last on this channel, but the fact of the matter is that it's a combination of I got busy with school and I just kind of lost motivation. Consider this consider this channel to be something of like a serious hobby that I just don't do often. I don't know. But yes, we're talking about Unwound again. Last time I talked about them, I talked about their first album, Fake Train, which came out in 1993. Looking back, I'm not really that happy with my review of that album, but I do feel like I said mostly everything I wanted to say about that album. But today we're going to be talking about the follow up, 1994's New Plastic Ideas. I assume it's going to appear right here. Hopefully, I'm right. So, following Fake Train, Unwound basically toured like crazy and basically began, and then they sort of kind of began work on their next album, like, what was it, like 4 or 5 months after Fake Train came out. So, yeah, they just went straight into that next album. And it was released the following March, and the rest is history when it comes to this album. To put my opinion of this album simply, I believe that New Plastic Ideas is Unwound's tightest and most consistent album, and possibly their most representative album. Now, there is one album that I do think is better than New Plastic Ideas. I won't say what it is right now, but if you follow me on Rate Your Music, you might already know what it is. But I think New Plastic Ideas just really exemplifies everything that this band does extremely well. Like the soft, loud dynamics that I mentioned on Fake Train are really amplified on here, especially in the back half of tracks like Usual Dosage and whatever this song is called. The performances are amazing. Sarah Lund's drumming, especially, has seen an improvement compared to Fake Train. Like, I thought she was good on Fake Train, but apparently she was very not happy with how her performance turned out on that album. So it makes sense that she did a lot better on here. The production, I think, is a bit better overall. I wish I mentioned this in my Fake Train review, but at the time I was mostly listening to the album in my car, so I wasn't really able to notice that the mix was kind of. I still think the mix on Fake Train's good, but I don't know. There's just some quibbles here and there that I wish I had mentioned, like how in Dragnalis the drums are panned closer to the right for some reason. I don't know why they were, but I guess they were. I guess there is some panning here on New Plastic Ideas, but I don't think it's as odd. I feel like the panning on this album makes a lot more sense. Justin is actually singing a lot more. I feel like in Fake Train he was more so just shouting and he did sing occasionally on Fake Train, but I feel like on New Plastic Ideas he really puts his singing chops to use, and I think they work really well on here. And also Vern's bass is amazing as usual. One thing that I kind of like about this album that might be a turnoff to some people, and I feel like it should be a turnoff to me, a lot of this album's genius has to do with the fact that the first 4 tracks are pretty punchy. Like they just waste no time. Like it starts with the shortest track on the album, Entirely Different Matter, which is like 2 minutes long, and then it gets into What Was Wild, which is a little bit longer, and then which is again a little bit longer, and then Hexazine is like 4 minutes, and then we get this 7 minute long post rock song in the form of Abstractions, which is so freaking awesome. Like it feels like I'm being submerged into the deep deep ocean, and this is just like the soundtrack to me, just like staring out into the abyss. It's so, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just so awesome. Then we get All Souls Day, which is probably my favorite song on the album. It has a very catchy riff, and it has a whole lot of energy into it. I especially love the intro where it starts out very calm, and then all of a sudden it just goes. I already mentioned Usual Dosage as a highlight, but I really gotta say, I really love how it takes its time. It's actually really this back half of this album really does take its time with Usual Dosage. Fiction Friction is about 6 minutes long, and the track that's in the middle is like around 5.5. That middle track used to be, I mean, I guess it is still kind of my least favorite track on the album, but it's really grown on me. I especially love the part where like most of the instrumentation is gone and it's just Sarah's drumming. It's really awesome. And honestly, I can't say enough nice things about this album. I just really love it. It's like if I were to make a top albums of this would make it at least in the top 25, maybe even top 20, definitely top 25. And if you haven't heard it yet, please, please listen to it. It's awesome. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Hopefully, I'll upload more, but we'll see what happens with school and everything else. So I'll see you on the next video. Bye.